Good afternoon, everyone. I'm RJ.
I'm Red.
I'm Dave, and we are
The Beast of the Southeast.
We got shirts. That's us.
Yes,
Like tiny doodles of us.
grabe, great speakers kanina, no?
Yeah,
Very
great job. Great job
inspiring.
to all the speakers. Thank you so much to UST for getting us. And yeah.
Anyway, so all afternoon we've been here hearing about extraordinary people, extraordinary journeys, and that might have made you feel so ordinary.
Yeah, man.
And we're here
so
to add to
ordinary.
that.
And now we're gonna get to that.
No, just kidding. We're here to let you know that every one of us has that ball. You are a ball of energy. You're a ball of curiosity. You are a ball. You are the heroes of your movie. but really, we're here to explore what makes us what leaves us stuck in that cycle of trying to go out there and shrinking back and holding back, and how we got that, and how we got there, and how that decision has got us to a lot of places. And yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're here to share our experience with the contest na Red Bull Can You Make It challenge, which happened, happened last year.
So you might be wondering, who are they and why are they
Why
here?
are they here?
Who are the beasts of the Southeast? No, we're not a cyber game club. Yeah,
Yeah, we're actually no gamers.
So actually, we've been part of this competition called Red Bull Can You Make a Challenge. It's like an amazing race,
Yeah.
except it's involving 100 teams from all across the world. It's in teams of 3, not teams of 2, and we have no money, just cans of Red Bull for trade and as currency. So we traveled all across Europe with only Red Bull as currency for lodging, for food, for
everything.
And also we have no fixed route. There are 30 checkpoints spread across Europe, and we only have to finish 6 out of the 30 checkpoints. So yeah, we're the beast of the Southeast. We're the only team from Southeast Asia. So.
Right. Yeah, and we're the only team from the Philippines. And the video that you saw, that was our submission video. Everything started out with a guy named Simon. He's one of our friends, and then he saw the link on Facebook and he tagged us like, "Hey, Red Bull's having this competition. They're looking for people who are smart, who are witty, and Dave, Red, I remember you guys." And then we saw it, we just commented, "Ha ha, ha, thank you." And then just get on with it.
Man, that was Europe. Like that was so far fetched. Who would get there?
We get a trip to Europe. So we just left it, but then after a while I just started thinking about it more, and then I told my brother about it, and he was like, "Go for it. I mean, all you have to do is submit a 1-minute video of like why we should choose you, and I could make the video for you guys, and like the worst thing that could happen is, you don't get accepted, but you have a really nice video to show people, and the best thing that can happen is you guys go to Europe." So we're like, "All right, sure, let's do this." So we made that video, we submitted it, and then we posted it on Facebook, and then like people from Red Bull started commenting like, "Hey, we really like your video, great video," and we're like, "Oh, this could actually happen." And then we get the call, and then the person from Red Bull called me up like, "Hey, is this Red Calayan?" I'm like, "Yeah, who's this?" "This is Bird from Red Bull. He just got accepted." I'm like, "Ah!" And I just started slapping the person next to me. Dave what were we doing?
When I got the call, I was told that I was the third one from Mama. So I was talking to Red on one phone and RJ on the other. I was running around the parking lot. "Guys, we got there! Super wild day. March 14.
Yeah. Ako naman, I was in my
That's the time of month
Ako naman, I was in my house. Tapos si Bern was like, "Are you crying?" I'm like, "No, I'm not. We're going to." Yeah, so because of that video, because of Red Bull, we got to Europe, we got to 6 countries. We started in Vienna, Austria, then we went to Slovakia, we went to Slovenia, then Italy, then Switzerland, and then finally we ended up in Berlin, Germany.
Yeah, that's all through the internet. So we
Yeah,
like to
in
thank
7
the-
days.
Yeah, we like to thank the internet.
Yeah, and our experiences.
Yeah. So, what was the next part?
The highlight.
Right. Okay, so they're
highlights.
going to Europe. There are 3 main modes of transport.
Yeah.
For us, we had hitchhiking, we had trains, and we had buses. So with hitchhiking, it's
It's different. It's so difficult. Like, kasi yung ibang countries sa Europe, they're so used to hitchhiking. Like, they do it for going to school. Ganun yung natural so yung hitchhiking. But for us, we have no previous experience. Like, narinig ko lang, kasi taga Bukidnon, narinig ko lang yung stories na kung nag-hitchhike daw, hindi na nakaka-uwi. Mga ganun. Ganun ka wild. So, parang,
actually, maraming horror movies, di ba? Yung nag-hitchhike, tapos namatay na sila.
Yeah, and then we went to Slovakia, that's where hostel was based.
Yeah. So ganun ko wild yung hitchhiking. Like the first time we tried it, nasa Slovakia kami, we started 5 p.m. kasi kakatapos lang namin from one checkpoint sa Slovakia. And we started waiting, it was so cold, we started dancing. I think my slide.
Siyempre, may energy pa sa start, di ba?
Right. Actually, we have a PowerPoint.
We have clicker.
I mean, next go.
Are we prepared? So, ayun, super cool. We started dancing, and guys, sobrang gutom ko na, can we eat something? Kasi we have no food, parang snacks lang, biscuits, ganyan.
Yeah.
So, super wild talaga ng experience. Like, we ended up, so we waited 5 p.m. and then we ended up sleeping by the side of the road.
Yeah,
So,
and it was dark, and it was cold.
It was the worst night. Ano yung sa movies na, okay, two of the, parang the others would sleep and then you would take first watch. I did that, and it actually happened like, dude, sa movies na ito nangyari. I took first watch, I drank Red Bull para magising. Oh, endorsement. But really, sobrang
It works talaga, no? May energy
it works, man. It gives you wings. So anyway, so that was the worst night of the entire journey, and syempre we had to make progress. Naglakad kami hanggang sa border ng Austria.
Oo, para ma-achieve success. Progress.
Which you define.
Yeah.
And then eventually we got back to Slovenia with the help of people, and then
Austria.
Austria. And then that was the first, Eddie, we had to hitchhike again. And that was the first time that a car stopped in front of us. Sobrang,
Wow. And this wasn't a prank, because in Slovakia, like, we would hitchhike, we would like show our signs and everything. And then the drivers don't even want to look at us. Like, you don't exist. And then finally this one car stops, it's full of these guys. And then they're like, hey, where are you going? And we're like, oh, we're going back to Austria. Like, oh yeah, come on in. And then we're like, cool. And then we got our bags. And then we went back to the car. They just drove off like, we're just joking. And it's super hard.
Harsh talaga yung Slovakians, no?
That's why we hated it.
yeah.
Good thing after that, after we went from Slovakia, we went back to Austria, and then from Austria, we went to Slovenia. And in Slovenia,
There's
love in
You
Slovenia.
can't sell love.
Anyway, yung first hitchhiking experience namin, Croatians picked us up, like super kind, lovely
So
couple
nice.
named Pamela and Dragon. Super cool. And then we told that, syempre ako first watch, so ako yung nakatulog agad sa car. And then they told them about the competition, and when they found out that we had no money, they stopped by the gas station, they bought us food, cold coffee, and soda. Sobrang kind, lovely couple, Croatians na.
So nice. And these two slept in the car. I had to talk to them. Did that so many times. But they were a pleasure to talk to. I mean, only the wife, or the girl, I don't know if they're married, but only the lady spoke English, so I would tell stories, and I would tell jokes, and she would, and then she would tell her husband, like, yeah, you speak like, so nice. And then, what's that?
Then in Slovenia, we had this, parang, di ba, nag-hitchhike kami, so we were on the side of the road. So inabot na kami ng gabi, as in, ang lamig, tapos umulan pa.
Yes, drizzling.
Sobrang, so we were hungry, and then there's this house nearby, then there were kids shouting at us. Tapos syempre hindi namin maintindihan. So we went to the house.
Yeah, in Slovenia, because we were like dancing by the river, like, please pick us up, please. And then like these kids from the house, from the window, like a group of kids, they were like, what? And then like I had to go near them and ask one of the older kids, like, what are they saying? I don't know. So we made friends, and they're like, cool, nice to meet you. And then we went back to the highway.
Yeah.
And
Then later on, yung guy na yun, his name is Urban, who went back to us with pizza, warm pizza. He said like, My mom cooked pizza for you.
It's cold, it's raining.
When it started raining, he brought us umbrellas.
They brought us umbrellas, right?
Iced tea, and then
they brought us soda.
And then he brought us his dad.
Soda is so good. No,
And
for
she
real,
talked to
no,
them.
it's dad. Like, you have no parents.
He's my mother. He told us, he's my dad, let's share. No, he told us that if you guys don't have a place to stay, my dad saying that you, my dad saying you could stay at our place, pizza. So if you don't get a ride.
Yeah.
So of course we wanted to stay at a warm place. We stopped showing our signs and pretended we were hitchhiking. But on where we're still trying.
So later on, when we got to their house, syempre, we got to know them. We taught them Filipino dances. We taught them tinikling.
I mean, tinikling.
Nagtinikling kami. Tapos they taught us Sabinian dances as well. We sang Happy Birthday in Sabinian. It was really fun night.
Yeah. Happy birthday. I don't remember.
Senai Bolhezati.
You remember?
Well, I reviewed.
You actually prepared!
You just made this up. They
I
were
prepared.
prepared.
Another hitchhiking experience, we were in Switzerland.
Oh, no, wait, the one like outside the house, the same house.
Oh, that.
Yeah, that.
Because we were outside that same spot, we were at the same spot, and there were this two couples, there was a couple, like hitchhikers then, and then they just, we were standing there for hours, and then
Like
they
2-3
stood
hours.
there.
Even from the day before.
Yeah.
They just stood there for like 10-15 minutes, and then they got a ride instantly because they were white. We think. We don't know the reason of that guy, but
No, it's just because they were like a few meters ahead, you know. I think hitchhiker courtesy is like, if you're second, you go to the back. But they didn't follow it.
Yeah, and we had lovely signs, but they just wrote in like one stroke, TRST. I don't know if it's readable even.
Yeah, our
Anyways,
signs were like in bold, you know, pen, calligraphy, you know, and everything, and then they just like one ball pen, TRST. And then the car, what? And then they just looked at us, sorry. And then they like,
But of course, we had another wonderful hitchhiking experience. We were in Switzerland. We were trying to get to another part of Switzerland, and we were at a gas station. And this guy stops in front of us, lets us in, and he tells us that the only reason why he picked us up is because nobody picks up hitchhikers in Switzerland.
Yep.
Like he only encounters hitchhikers once a year. So we were like the hitchhikers of the year. Yeah. So, and then we see snow and the mountains, and I said, wow, it's his first time to see snow. And then he slows down, he tells us, wait, you haven't touched snow. You have to touch snow, you have to touch snow. So he made a detour, we went to a nearby mountain, and he let us off the car. And I was so excited. It was my first time to see snow. I ran, and I slipped, and I got bruised, and I don't care, let's snowball fight. It was fun.
painful. Like, you know, in the movie it's like powdery snow, and if it hits you, it's just like, but then this is like ice snow. So we hit each other like, pow, pow, oh, my red, you snow. It hurts.
But actually, this once lasted only for 15 minutes because it was so cold outside. Siyempre, Pinoy tayo, hindi naman tayo ready din sa ganun.
Dito nga, lamig na lamig.
Dito nga, lalamig na tayo, di ba?
Kanino binibigay ko yung PowerPoint, parang pasimple ako, inaano ko yung thermostat.
The next mode of transportation was first by hitchhiking, the next trains.
Trains, right.
Yeah, trains are really
They're long.
helpful in Europe.
Yeah, this is my part.
Your part.
So trains, the way it works is we go to the train stations, and of course we don't have money. So, and Red Bull also has this policy for the competition that you can't go to people and ask them for money. Like you can't beg for money and then earn enough to buy a train ticket. So what we did was, our personal policy was, okay, we're not going to do that, but we're going to ask people to help us out. And what we'll allow is if they give us the exact amount for the ticket, so you can technically see like they bought us a train ticket. So we would go to people and explain like, hi, we're from the Philippines, you know, we're part of this competition, blah blah blah. It's hard, you know. I now know what the people giving out flyers feel like. You know, it's like they don't want to look at you. They don't even want to acknowledge your existence. I would rather get like, somebody looking in the eye and say like, I'm sorry, I don't really want to help you out. Instead of like, you don't exist, you don't exist, you don't exist, just go. But actually that was pretty mild compared to what we experienced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were supposed to tell about that.
Right. What is that? Oh, it's me. Okay, so we were in Italy. Italy. We're in Italy. And then, Italy. Italy, I love you. So we were at a train station, and then we talked to a lot of people, and then this old Italian guy, around 50s, balding, walks by, and then I approach him. I'm like, parang English? Yeah, sí, English. So like, okay, cool. We're from the Philippines, we're part of this competition, blah, blah, blah. And at first he was really helpful. He was like, oh, okay, you got to get to this station, and then the next station, go there. And then we're like, okay, cool. Would you like to help us buy a ticket? And then he's like, okay. Where are you from? Are you from India? Go back to India and die! Like, what? No, we're from the Philippines. Go back to the Philippines and die!
He spat on the floor of the train station.
Yeah.
That was the most insulting thing you could do so that you don't get to the police.
Yeah.
So that's what he did to us. And it was so
And then Dave ran to my help and then he slipped on the spit and
No.
You lie for entertainment.
But like,
Familiar.
at that point we were thinking about it and we were like, nah, we've had too much, we've experienced the kindness of people too much to think that this will dampen our spirits or anything.
Well, actually, we did the train rides legally most of the time. We were able to buy tickets, we were able to trade rebels with the tickets. So, okay naman, nakapag-train naman na kami. But there's this one time that we did illegal in the train.
Not really illegal.
It's kinda illegal.
It's
Paralegal.
Kasi from Venice to Milan, it costs like
€35. That's like 1,800 pesos
each, yeah. So
who in the right mind would donate 1,800 pesos each?
well, sa bagay,
strangers.
may isang team na nakapag-private jet to Germany.
Yeah, but they're white.
so anyway, so this is what we do since we don't have money to buy train tickets from Milan to Venice.
Yeah. And it was
We rode the train. Pero hindi kami nakaupo sa comfortable seats.
We sat
on a toilet seat. We hid in the restroom. And the three of us with our bags in the restroom.
This is the system. Once you buy a ticket and then you sit on the chair and then an inspector comes in, checks your ticket. So kami, diretso kami sa train, pasok kami sa CR, and then we stop the door.
So every time someone knocks on the door, then we'll do like, I'm sorry.
Yes.
And we would flush the toilet.
Somebody would knock on the door. What a moment, per favor. We flushed, we kind of really sick. And then the knocks kept coming back.
Yeah. There was this one long knock on the door.
What is a long
actually, sobrang binabang niya yung door. And he was trying to open the door, but we were trying to prevent him. No.
The door was already opening and things
And we were looking at each other and sabi, tama na. The door opened. We saw the inspector.
This tiny old Italian inspector
Yeah.
seeing three grown Filipino men in a restroom. And I just wanted to shout, we're Indonesian! We're not Filipinos! Not Filipinos! There's so much shame in this honor! But he got our passports and he got our details and he kicked us out. And Dave tried to act dumb.
Yeah, this ticket not valid anymore.
Like an old train ticket, like, oh my god, this one. No, it's wrong ticket. It's wrong ticket.
And then he said something along the lines of pay €262 and police and get down to the next station. And so we did, and we ran out of the station as fast as we could so that no police would follow us. And we're safe, I guess, so far.
Yeah, and that station was where we met the Nigerians. Oh yeah. So like,
Is that in Nigeria?
yeah, no.
Verona,
Yeah.
Verona.
So I mean, Verona. That's how I say it.
Porto.
So we were at that station, and then we were doing our thing again, talking to people, asking them if they want to buy us a train ticket. And I saw these Nigerians, like Nigerian guy, big guy, and like 2 Nigerian women. And I thought, hey, foreigners, they'll understand my predicament. So I went up to them. I had like 24 cans of Red Bull in a case, you know. And then I went up to them, and I explained, hey, we're from the Philippines, and okay, here's what we're part of the competition. Here's what I'm willing to. Are you saying hi? Hi. Oh, I think that's what time. Thank you. Long story short, I told him, okay, I'll give you 12 cans of Red Bull for 1 ticket, and then 24 cans for 2 tickets. And he looks at it, and he counts it, tells me, it is not enough. We couldn't arrange like, hey, could you pick us up here? And we didn't have drivers or anything, but you know, it's just. It's just. We could be stuck in a town for 2 days. We could travel 300 kilometers in a matter of hours. Everything was just out of our control. And like in life, when you take the more adventurous route, everything's gonna be so unpredictable. But when everything is just out of your control, when you can't control anything, it's always nice to know that there is someone who is in control of everything. And what we really want to leave with you guys is, if you want to have an adventure, if you want to have a life that's bigger than yourself, you gotta trust someone, you gotta hold on to someone who is bigger than yourself. And that's what worked for us in Europe. So there you go. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you for
You were great.